Hey guys, and welcome back to Anime Recap Pro. In today's video, we are covering part 2 of Kuroko's basketball. In part 1, we left off as Seiren won against Seiho. Who's next on Seiren's chopping block? Want to find out? Stay tuned! Seiren runs into Kize, Kasamatsu, Midorima, and Takao at a nearby restaurant. The only ones left at the table are Kuroko, Midorima, Kize, and Kagami. Midorima warns Kagami about Eomine Daiki. Kuroko discovers a lost dog as they leave the restaurant. Because his eyes are the same color as Tetsuya's, the team takes him in and names him Tetsuya No. 2. Kagami, who is afraid of dogs, by the way, has to sit out of practice until his legs get better. Momoi, the old manager at the Generation of Miracles, comes to see Seiren while they are training at the pool. So he knows all of Seiren's starting players. Like Aomine, goes to the same school. Aomine comes up to Kagami and challenges him. Kagami isn't impressed and tells Aomine that he isn't strong enough to be Kuroko's light. Kagami is once again prohibited from practicing until Seiren's opening game against Tuo, the school of Aomine and Momoi. In the Inter-High Championships, since he played basketball while recuperating from his injuries, Kuroko shares with Kagami the story of Aomine, the first member of the Generation of Miracles to achieve success. Lacking a rival, Aomine lost interest in basketball and stopped attending sessions. Aomine now assures the captain of Tuo that he would arrive at the game by the second half despite having overslept at school. To prevent Aomine from catching up, Seiren chooses to go all out early and establish a significant advantage. Tuo starts strong and scores the opening goal right away, despite the fact that they refer to themselves as the opening act. Even without Aomine, Momoi's scouting information and predictions help Tuo to get an early lead. Seiren can only break through with the help of Kuroko and Kagami, who Momoi can't figure out. At the end of the first quarter, Tuo is still ahead, 25-21. At the start of the second quarter, Riko realizes that Kagami is still hurt. She takes him off the court, tapes up his legs, and says she's sorry for making him play while he's hurt. Aomine is prepared to go while there are 51 seconds remaining in the second quarter, with Tuo already ahead by 10 points. Kagami is about to enter the game again in this moment. When Aomine plays Kagami one-on-one, each player blocks the other's shot on the goal. During halftime, Kuroko says she wants to stay for the third quarter because she's determined to beat Aomine. Kagami tells him to trust the team, and Seiren decides to put Kuroko on the bench to regain his strength. Aomine comes back to the court, ready to play. He is warmed up and told his coach that he will make all the shots in the third quarter. Even though Aomine is impressed by Kagami's drive and how high he can jump, Aomine himself has incredible speed and agility and starts using street ball moves that make it easy to get past Seiren's defense. Seiren is 20 points behind, thanks to Aomine's abilities and irregular speed. Seiren reduces the margin to 15 points after Kuroko is brought back into the game, but Aomine intercepts Kuroko's ignite pass and makes fun of Kuroko for not having grown or changed since middle school. Tuo leads by 31 points to start the fourth quarter, 82-51. Kagami gets benched for the final 2 days of the competition after choosing not to use his damaged leg, since his other leg started to act up from the added stress. Kuroko's tenacity inspires his teammates, who battle the last finish, and though Seiren is behind by 40, Tuo is too powerful, and Seiren loses by a score of 112-55. When Aomine returns to the locker rooms, she overhears a Tuo bench player disparaging Kuroko. After Kagami tells Kuroko that he no longer believes they can win by simply collaborating, Kuroko experiences a slump and starts making erroneous passes in the following 2 games. Seiren loses both contests and the inter-high school competition as a result. The Winter Cup, which takes place in Tokyo, is Seiren's final opportunity for the year. Once his legs have fully recovered, Kagami resumes practicing, but seems to have returned to his old ways of not depending on the group. He doesn't appear to be speaking, nor does Kuroko. Upon his release from the hospital, Seiren Basketball Club founder and former ace Kiyoshi Teppei encourages Kuroko and challenges Kagami to a duel to determine who would start as Seiren's starting power forward or ace in the Winter Cup. Despite the fact that Kiyoshi is out of practice and wearing the wrong shoes, Kagami appears to be on par with Kiyoshi. Hence, Kagami prevails. The following day, Seiren starts the first 3 straight days of practice matches, so each player can be assessed and assigned to a particular summer training schedule. Teppei requested that the first-year players be used in the opening game. Kagami has informed Kuroko that he no longer needs to pass him, and Kagami's strength will win the game. After the game, Kiyoshi acknowledges he was attempting to assist Kuroko in realizing his limitations. Kuroko learns through Hyoga and Kagami isn't attempting to abandon him. Rather, he just felt like he was depending on Kuroko too much. Kuroko makes a summertime commitment to strengthening himself so that, along with Kagami, he will make an unbeatable team for the Winter Cup. To prepare for the Winter Cup qualifying matches, which begin immediately after summer break, Rico announces 2 summer training camps at the seaside and the mountains. Rico learns how to prepare delicious curry from Kagami. Rico arranges the team to drill on the sand and the beach, forcing them to rely on passing while also strengthening their legs. Kuroko and Kagami learn that Shitoku is also there to train when they run into Midorima and Takao at the inn. They will practice matches against Shitoku that night, thanks to a change in plans by Rico. Rico instructs Kagami to run on the beach instead of practicing team drills to develop his core strength. Kuroko is making an effort to create a novel technique, but Midorima is dubious. Later, Midorima explains to Takao that because the ball is on the court, Kuroko is unable to utilize misdirection while holding it. Takao thinks that Kuroko would be invincible if he used misdirection while making a break, an undetectable dribble. After going above and beyond Rico's request, Kagami also returns from running with beverages for Shitoku. Shitoku defeats Seirin in all 3 of their practice games, but since Kagami wasn't present, the margin of victory was only by a few points. Kagami discovers that his ability to jump has significantly increased. He's given a challenge on a one-on-one match by Midorima, who informs him that this is only half the solution. By making Kagami hop on his right foot where he can only dunk, Midorima prevails. Kagami understands that to defeat the Generation of Miracles, he must master the use of his left hand for ball control as well as winning aerial duels. Kuroko has the bright notion of learning how to drive as well as how to pass. Everyone else on the team works quite hard. When the session is over, Seirin makes a detour to catch the Inter-High quarterfinal game between Tuo Academy and Kaijo before returning to the station. Kize has never beaten Aomine in a one-on-one game, but he is determined to win. Kaijo receives the ball to start the game against Tuo. Aomine takes the ball despite Kize's best efforts to pass her. Sakurai of Tuo gets the opening 3 points. Kize attempts to replicate Sakurai's 3-point shot, but Aomine easily blocks it. When Kaijo gets the ball back, Kasamatsu scores a 3-pointer, and Kaijo tightens up their defense. Then Kize succeeds in stopping Aomine's rapid dribble, drive, and formless shot. At the completion of the first quarter, Kaijo is ahead, 18-13. Kuroko remarks from the sidelines that Aomine usually becomes better as the game progresses. Tuo quickly makes up ground in the second quarter. Kize asks his coach for permission to deploy an unidentified trump card as Kaijo calls a timeout. Kize chooses to imitate Aomine, but given their disparate levels of competence, this will take time. Tuo is able to gain a significant advantage as a result. In the middle of the third quarter, Kize effectively completes copying Aomine's style by flawlessly competing Aomine's characteristic plays. To compete a 3-point play, he even convinces Aomine to foul him, which puts Aomine in foul trouble. Tuo still holds a 10-point advantage, though. Aomine elevates his game and successfully blocks Kize's dunk at the end of the quarter despite having 4 fouls already, since his teammates and the coaching staff are concerned about his foul trouble. After Kize was able to copy Aomine's style of play, he is now on the same level as Aomine. This means that the team lets Aomine do what he wants, even though he has 4 fouls. Aomine and Kize trade baskets. Kaijo is still behind 8 points with 1 minute left. Kaijo needs a point to turn things around, so Kize copies Aomine's freeform shot and takes a shot. Aomine guards this well, so Kize has to go around it to get to Kasamatsu, which is open. But Aomine sees this coming and knocks the pass out of bounds. Now that they've lost their chance, Kize tells Aomine that it's okay they'll lose because he's not as good as Aomine yet. As the game ends, Aomine dunks on Kize by a score of 98-110. Tuo wins. After the game, when Kagami and Kuroko saw how good the Generation of Miracles was, they were more determined than ever to work hard to their new way of playing basketball. Well, that's it today. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, share, and definitely hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it.